she only does light. She's swinging her arms, she's like a satellite. I'm taking the blows, I always said that I did. I'm singing along, cause I'm the satellite kid. She's back on the juice and says she's doing alright. Got me wearing her clothes, they feel a little tight. I'm flat on my back and looking up at the stars. On the kitchen table, might as well be on Mars. She doesn't need me. We try to relieve me. She doesn't need me. She can take it or leave me. We gonna go if there's nothing to know. Why get mad if you lose what you had? We only say when she's walking away. We gonna wear when she's leaving you, yeah, yeah. She sees me in sleep, sounds like an angel to me. Do what I told her, I go over her knee. She goes on top when it's a favorite tune. I'm under the thumb, but honey, over the moon. She doesn't need me. We try to relieve you, man. She doesn't need me. She can take it or leave me.
Hello, legends, and welcome to Zwifty Chat. Hello, legends, and welcome to episode 28 of Zwifty Chat. This is my I think it's my most anticipated episode since last time. I was going to say ever, but I really, really enjoyed speaking to Conrad. Wasn't Conrad awesome?
Yeah, it was good fun.
Can you make your head
I'm just
smaller?
checking. I'm just checking the video. I feel like I'm in the big seat again.
Your head's too big now. Normally your head's much smaller. I look like I've got a tiny head this time.
I can try. I'll change my setting on my virtual
Can you go
camera.
further
You keep
away?
talking. Pretend I haven't been introduced yet.
Yeah, okay. So this week we are gonna nerd out on tactics. We're gonna just splurge right into it. I don't care if you're not a nerd. I'm a nerd. I'm a tactics nerd. I hope you are too, because we got to. I just delved right into tactics this week. I must have watched 100 videos, and then about half an hour before the show, I was like, "Oh no, I've got to prepare videos for the thing." So I was downloading stuff left, right, and centre, trying to get it organised. So I got a great response to my request for videos, and yeah, I've included them all. Sorry, just like I think we might have to do 2 or 3 episodes. We could do every week on tactics. We could just do Swift tactics, couldn't we?
I thought we'd do that every week anyway.
Yeah, we do.
Like they are. Don't hit the front. If you hit the front, go hard.
Yeah. So, what a great array of people in the chat. We have Camille. Hi, Camille. How you doing, man? Sorry for talking about athletics so much last time, but I did really enjoy it. Thomas Sorensen. I'm a bit lower. I've got a new headset. Look, new headset. Ooh, it's all fancy. So I will try and talk louder. I can't actually increase my volume. I could, if I knocked you down, would that even
You
things
always
out?
knock me down, Rob.
Oh, you've got a stripe of purple in your background now. Anyway, Ben, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm
Keep it
doing
brief
well.
because I want to talk tactics, mate.
I went to the zoo yesterday, so for anyone who's watching my new series of Dear Eric meme, we'll see. Hopefully, by the time I can get this footage done, there'll be lots of. I've got a good tiger video. Ethan decided that hippopotamuses are called ducks, so it's like duck. The biggest, fattest duck is swimming around in there. No, so I had a good time.
Good. And
and
we
we
did
had
a
the
race
race.
together. That was fun.
We did a race.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll save that to the end. So the little bit of spiciness for you, a little bit something to look forward to. I'm gonna move my camera down. Now my head's bigger. No, we've got
Okay,
equi-sized head. It's nearly.
I'll readjust mine
No,
now.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I like having a slightly bigger head. Jonathan's here. Seb's here. Miguel's here. Cookie's here. Peter Windridge, how you doing? Oh, what a gang! What a gang to have in the chat on a Friday night. It's like the best people. So I've got an itinerary. Here we go. Welcome, legends. Welcome. I don't really
What's
know
this
what to
on?
say about Racing Score. I asked Tim like 10 minutes before 10 minutes ago. Is there an official statement about what the hell is going on with Racing Score? And he's like, no, not really. Are you trying to? He obviously knew we were going to go live. It is going a bit crazy. They're like people winning races and losing 75 points.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's all the
you can
decay
tell
stuff.
me what's going on. I'm sure the chat probably know what's going on about that.
So because of the decay thing, we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago that they've
Yeah.
introduced decay. So obviously people are coming back after 2 months of being off. Like, oh great, I can enter the DCAT race even though I was, or the equivalent. Don't get your niggas in a twist about me calling it DCAT. Enter the 4th category race, and after previously being an A in the first or second category, and oh great, I can enter the 4th category race, winning it by a mile, but because the score is degraded, and obviously you can win it by a mile without using great power. You just need to not be knackered at the end, and go a bit faster for a minute or 20 seconds. So they're not getting an upgrade based on their power. They're winning all the races, and they're like, oh, and all the D's are like, I've been here all summer, and my score's gone down by 4.
Have we jumped straight into that segment already? Have we?
Well, there's lots of kerfuffle about it. Yeah, we have. Yeah. We're going to get straight on with. There's so much to talk about, Ben. There's so much to talk about.
So basically, because I haven't ridden in DCAT ever. I've ridden with a DCAT bot, and so sometimes you're riding along just doing your zone 2 efforts, and all of a sudden you come across a DCAT category. So yeah, you can just especially if you're an ACAT rider, you can just ride at zone 2, cruise away from DCAT bot, and if you're saying that's what people entering races at, then yeah, you can do hardly any power compared to what you're capable of, and still win races.
Yeah. I just thought I'd center things on you whilst I readjusted myself by standing up. I was just a bit uncomfortable. I sat down a bit quickly. Right. So, but mainly we're going to. That's the only non-tactical talking that we're going to do this entire time. If anyone else has got any tactic videos that you think we should view, please send them. Put them in the chat, and I might even get to them depending on how fast we go through this.
Last week I was like, ask us questions, and then we had so many questions.
We didn't get to any of them pretty much. It was only Darren's that we asked pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. So tactics. We'll talk about the standard tactics, how you should do them, how you shouldn't do them, of sit and sprint, hitting the climb. I know it's unfortunate that's
entering DCAT.
Sandbagging your score. Or letting Zwift sandbag your score for you by just going up, by not using their services for a few months. They love that. They're like, oh, brilliant. You're great for not using our services. Have a gold trophy.
You are rewarded.
Ruin our races for a couple of months. Hit the climb. They were the kind of standard tactics I thought of, but if you think of any more, let me know. Getting an edge, get a finishing edge. So how you can use power-ups, use steering to get an edge in the finishing straight. I've decided that I'm gradually taking over the entire category of going long. I think in bike racing, eventually that entire category of going long, anywhere between sort of 600 meters and 3 kilometers, is going to be known as Zwifty. It's just doing a Zwifty. I think,
You're gonna,
there isn't a good.
you-
I don't know.
you're gonna see Strava over it.
I think so. I
Take Strava to court.
I started out with one course, on the Glasgow crit circuit, or champion sprint. Any race ending on the champion sprint, if you got that bump, it's a Zwifty. Everyone knows that. Everyone, it's accepted nomenclature, I think. But it's gradually expanded out. If you go on the bridge, if you go on the bump before the JW bridge, no, that's a Zwifty. That's just clearly a Zwifty. It's the same sort of length. It's a bigger bump. But that's a Zwifty, and
Yeah,
it's
we
just
discussed that in
generally-
our race. I was like, I was telling you, okay, we're going to go on the right hand turn, and you're like, it's a left turn. I was like, no, it's earlier. You don't want to go too late. So that was also, I suppose, now that was a Zwifty according to you now.
Well, yeah, if you're going at 700 meters, that's a Zwifty. That's clearly in the Zwifty range. That's a Zwifty. Anything between 600. I'm claiming anything between 600 and 3.2 kilometers. I think is a Zwifty maneuver.
So then when we get further into the chat, we'll have a soft Zwifty as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a soft Zwifty. We'll tell the chat what that is later on.
Anyone tries to steal it, Poggy or PDP, I'll sue him. Right, what else have we got in tactics? We've got then anything over 3.2 kilometers. I'm not claiming them. I very rarely do them, certainly anymore. So I've called that going solo. I was thinking about the difference between going solo and going long. And I decided upon the difference was, if you're going solo, you are prepared to be caught again, potentially. Whereas going long, you're fully committed. It's all in, no holding back. I think because you can't put a distance on it, because you could have a descent afterwards. You could.
Yeah, like going solo means that, okay, you break away, but then you might think, okay, someone's coming across. Like I did that Paris video where I went solo, but it's like, okay, people are coming across, I'll slow down. Whereas if you're going along, you're just going in all in. If you get either win or you come 50th.
Yeah. Throw it to the wind. And then it's manual race that we did together. What course was it that we did? I can't remember now.
I've forgot what it's called. I should know. It's basically you go through Fuego, out of Fuego, down through the tunnels and back around again.
Yeah,
lucky there's no quiz
come
today.
here for the expertise. Is it 2 bridges? It's not 2 bridges, is it?
No, not 2 bridges. Definitely not 2 bridges.
Oh man, that's terrible. We should know.
It'll be a surprise for when we bring the. It'll be in the footage.
I was going to try and Int. You're aware of Int from my server, and it does all the Zwift. Yeah, he's
I read that and I'm like, I've got no idea what's going on. I haven't got the time anymore to be able to work that out.
Yeah, he's doing the thing that I asked Tim to do. Tim's nearly doing it as well. So I asked ages ago for rider versus rider comparison. So if you clicked on someone else's profile, you can see your one-to-one results against them. It's pretty cool.
Okay, like the Nemesis thing, but they're bigger.
Yeah, on any individual. So, I mean, I don't know how it would look like. I was really hoping to do, there's a few people I was hoping to do to see what they look like. You might have been one of them. I can't remember. I can't remember you beating me. Have you ever beaten me? Even though you're miles better than me.
Because only time we raced is after Ethan was born. And I think the same, so I don't want to give it away.
TikTok. That was it. TikTok. It is like one of the flattest routes that you can find, isn't it? Do you think flatter routes are better for? I think the best routes for tactics are routes with a bit of bit going on. So not as much as
like you have to have a little bit of a punch sometimes, but you can't have like a 5 kilometer climb because it's not so much tactics then, unless you're not the climber and you break away and you give yourself 30 seconds head start, that's different. But if it's just like we're on a climb, there's no draft, look at my tactics. That's more of you just, I'm a really good individual time trialist tactics.
Oh, Thomas knew it was TikTok. I wonder if he's been spying on us on Redfire to find out who triumphed. Right then, right. Should we just start talking about it rather than talking about
Well,
it?
yeah, I thought we were. So we've done ZRS score. So we've agreed that ZRS score is a bit. Well, I haven't agreed yet, but I've heard that ZRS is a bit wacky at the moment.
I'm gonna say it again. I hate decay. I hate it. I hate decay. Like it's just rewarding new customers, returning racers.
Could
I've
you have
been here
decay,
all
but
the
then
time.
could you have decay, but then have like, okay, this is like you had ECAT. Remember, I don't think they really use ECAT anymore. But maybe if someone's come back, they haven't raced for 3 months, they're only allowed to enter an ECAT race, and then once they've done the ECAT race,
they're now using ECAT. ECAT is now the lowest category, and they're using it fully. So they've got no more. They've got nowhere else to play. They can't do F.
I can do because I got like they do advanced, so you've got 2 time slots, 5 minutes apart. They could put another time slot and say, okay, this is a pen for all the people who ridden outdoors or haven't ridden for 3 months or ever. But then I suppose the problem is people
they want them in the race. I mean, every business operates like this. They give all the the nice stuff to new customers and returning customers. Everyone who races every week, why would you do anything nice for them? They're going to pay you
it's
anyway.
like my mother was, I forgot what happened, but she had to call up her internet provider. I think she was getting a new modem, and the woman on the phone's like, "My God, you've been with us for 20 years."
Oh man, I used to work for the biggest telephone supplier in the UK, and people were renting telephones from us, paying £5 per quarter to rent these telephones for us that you could buy on the market for like £4. And they've been paying it for like 30 years, like £5 a quarter, just hand over fist money, and they're probably still paying it now. Oh, disgraceful. Right, yeah, but that's how all businesses work. They just take advantage of inertia and laziness. I mean, it's not lazy to race every week, though. That's this thing. Anyway.
Lee reckons there's a 30-day best coming soon.
Yeah. So that's good. I mean, because one of the things that really gets my goat is people who they win all week in Z racing. They'll do like 7 Z races and win every single one of them in the lower categories, and then come Saturday, is it Saturday that Tiny races are?
Yeah, Saturday. You've never done a Tony race in your life, Rob.
I have.
When did you do one?
Long time
You did
ago.
one and never
Last
did it
time
again.
I had one, I had this stabbing pain through my chest. I was like, oh my God, I honestly thought it was something serious. Well, it actually might have been a precursor to my heart condition. I was like, that is bad pain. I was doing it up the epic bypass up there. It was the third race as well. Oh, horrible. What was I
Where we
saying?
at?
We still haven't talked tactics. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 days. So they win all day, and then they do all of the zones of the Z races, coming last in every race.
So
in order
so
to
people
bomb their
don't know
score.
it's your 30-day best Zwift racing score.
Yeah.
And so hopefully they make it default, because that means race organisers, if it's not default, they've actually got to set it. And
Yeah.
famously,
Other than that, yeah.
it's not always set properly. So the
Yeah. I
definitely
mean, why would you
need to-
use anything other than the best 30-day?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want, oh, he was, he's 590 today. He was 720 yesterday. You'd obviously want to take the 720, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to reset people's RS score, then they'll override it. So people have weird things happen. But yeah, if you've got a 30-day best, I think that's the best thing to do.
Yeah. Right. Tactics. Should we talk about tactics?
Yeah, Michael wants to know how to be an A+ winner. I think you're on the wrong podcast there, Michael.
I've never been an A+ winner. Though one of my best races that I did when I was an A, that I won, and I've got it to show you. I remember that it demoted me in the old categories. So the old categories were stupid as well. I won the probably one of my best races ever in A category, reasonably strong field, with a breakaway by about 20 seconds, and it demoted me back to B category because I
that was
said
when they changed to the 5-minute power,
the
whatever it
Z-map
was.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's talk tactics.
That's all right. I'll just go and sit in the house.
No, I just pressed the wrong button. The standard tactic, the most standard tactic in the book. If you use this especially if you happen to have a 1200-watt sprint, is to just sit in and sprint. So this is Brad Patnoire from today in the Zeal lunchtime race in A category. He is a top rider, and if you've got the ones, I mean, this is Innsbruck ring, so you can't just sit in and sprint. So it's not exactly, he wasn't just sitting in for 4 laps, but yeah, he just takes on effort. Come on, come on, Brad. I take a slightly excess amount of joy seeing a dragon get beat.
I
But
just realised my camera's reversed for some reason. I can change
is
that.
it? Have I reversed it? Have you?
I think no. I think
I thought your face
my
looked weird. I was like, that's unfamiliar
I've got
face.
so that's the way it should be. So let me go back
Yeah,
to
that
that.
looks better. You
Yeah.
look like an
So
AI version of yourself for some reason.
all right, I've fixed it now.
Oh, you've got some text appearing behind you, like some mysterious
Yeah.
Dan Brown book or something like that.
I don't know what that's on your side for some reason.
Is it? Oh, have I
Yeah.
green screened
It's
you?
because of the green screen. You got a great chroma key on me, I think.
Have I? I didn't
Oh,
mean to chroma key you. I'm sorry for that. I think maybe
doesn't matter. I just cover it up. Where is it? It's because I got my green plant there. That's what it is.
Wait, what's going on here? Oh, this craziness. Where are we going? Oh my God! Where's all the seeds going? I can't find out proper seeds.
You hit the front,
Oh,
Rob. You
man.
hit the front.
Right. So sit and sprint tactic. Anything to say about that? How to? I mean, obviously you've got to follow. You've got to follow moves is one thing, haven't you? You've got to learn which moves to follow, especially on a
Yeah.
flattish route. You know, it's fairly easy on a hill. You just follow the front, pretty much. Or do you? Oh yeah, I suppose it depends where the hill is, doesn't it?
But it depends on the hill, yeah. Like you don't want to be at the front if it's a short hill. But anyway, yeah, you want to make sure you follow. But don't chase down, which probably gets to a few tactics later on.
Know your opponents. I think is always a good idea. You know, if someone's got a good, you know, know your opponents. Field size, assessing the field size is an important one, I think.
Yeah, tactics change massively. Like you've got 5 riders in the pack, it's completely different. You've got 100 riders.
Yeah, I might just throw out my order completely and
Really?
skip
Chaos.
skip to my last planned video. I've gone straight to video number 13. This was one I did where I kind of let there's 30 in the group, 24 in the group, and I kind of have a number in mind. So this is on the it finishes on the breakaway Bray anyway, and I was like, okay, 2 can get away, 3 can get away, and as more get away, I was like, I can let 5 get away. I knew there was some people stronger than me. In fact, I needed there something to happen because there were stronger sprinters, there were stronger guys in this race than me, and I was like, actually, I kind of want a sprint. I want a split. Sorry, so I wanted 4 or 5 guys to be off the front. That's ideal for me, you know, because then you've got people working at the back. I'm not the favorite. If I was the favorite, I'd try and get up with that group if I possibly could. I don't think I could, but if I was the favorite, I'd try and get in the front. Because I'm not the favorite for this race, I just sat in the rear, and then I thought, actually, not only am I going to sit in the rear, I'm going to use my aero to help the group get away. So I'm going to go to the front and look like I'm chasing. Now you might say the aero use is a bit much, but I'm going to not put down any power. So I'm going to go to the front as if I'm going to chase them down, and then I'm not going to chase them down. I'm going to let them get further and further away. So I call that a tactical split or helping a tactical split, where I want two lots of people on the front. I want the people at the front going nuts, trying to get up the hill as fast as they can, away from the chasing group, and I want the chasing group chasing them over the hill, down the descent. And this was in the old days when you had the everyone
Pack
getting
dynamics.
everyone getting the super tuck on the descent.
Yeah.
So you have to be a long way away. That's a fairly decent descent. There's not that much
So let's
super tuck
spend 10 minutes explaiing how to do that.
in the old tactics that were no longer work. But yeah, sometimes getting a tactical split can be helpful. We caught them at the
Yeah.
corkscrew, and obviously I went on to win the race.
Yeah, sometimes you got two reasons for the tactical split. A, you don't want the strongest riders in your group sometimes if you know you can't beat them. So you just want the race to be easier. Or as you say, you want them to work hard. So by the time when the race actually counts, they've used a lot of their matches.
Yes. Seb said this is like school now. The teacher always has trouble with tech. Right. Yeah, I often wear it. I've got a green headband. It's one of my favorites, but it does interfere with the green screen. Um, I mean, the second one is even more simple. There's not much you can say about it really, but if you've got um, if you happen to be uh, the national climbing champion of, of your of your country, then and there's a decent sized climb, try and climb it the fastest.
This is the easiest one to follow.
Right, I
If
mean
you're
you say
fast.
that, but some people just don't. They wait until the top and then like, oh, you've gone faster than me. Now they're at the top. Like, yeah, I can go faster than you for 100 meters. But it's like they don't want to. It's like they're doing how they would on the flat. You know what I mean? Like they don't utilize their power. I'm like, why is this guy not riding away from me? If he's got far better watts per kilogram than me and he's about the same weight or whatever, why don't they
Yeah,
ride
so
away from me?
this
Some people
tactic is
just.
do 20 hours a week, and then you should be able to just do as hard as you can.
But you know what I mean? There's guys who've got that power, but they're just like, oh, I'll stay with the group. I'll stay with the group. No, if that's your
they're,
strength,
being,
use it.
they're being social, Rob.
Yeah, yeah. Anything to say on the climbing one? It's kind of
No,
anti-tactical, isn't it? It's not really a
no,
tactic, is it? It's just like
it's
ride your
yeah,
bike as hard
just
as you
like
can.
train more and or enter don't ride on Zwift for about 3 months and then enter an
Oh
up
yeah.
to Zwift tracks.
do do your normal power in 3 categories lower.
Well done.
Right, we're nearly halfway through. We're halfway through. Brilliant. And we're 27 minutes done. I think these ones are the slightly longer ones, though. Right. So, getting a finishing edge. Now, people send me so many videos. I must have watched about 20. Um, the first one I'm going to play is from DC Zwifter. He was in the ZRL this week. Now, he's not a sprinter. He's just, he's a strong diesel. He's a big martial arts guy, actually. So cycling isn't his number one thing. He's a strong guy, but just hasn't got that sprinting, that sprinting thing. And he was in our team's ZRL race in B category this week, and I think you had to save the go if you wanted the ghost for um, the bump of the final bump of the S's, then you had to forsake having an aero. So most people were like, no, get rid of the ghost. I'll go for the aero. Fair enough for a sprint, yeah. But DC saves the ghost. It's not a bad idea, is it? Not a bad idea. Sits at the back nicely all the way through the S's. You know, lets off the power on the descents. Oh, that's beautiful. I love the letting the power off the descents. Everyone, the tension's high and he's just easing off. And then he hits it. Look at that. Oh, I mean, he played the ghost perfectly, didn't he? Look at that beauty. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Why
Yeah.
not say anything?
I'm just listening to you, Rob. You're describing the whole thing.
And look at how he does it. He eases off on the descent, and he just has that moment, and it's just so beautiful. Tactics enabling a sprint win. I mean, it's not for the finish, but to take the sprint points.
Yeah. Or
The
sprint
guy
points.
just doesn't win
Yeah.
sprints, but use tactics, use his brain. Oh, it's just awesome. Makes me so happy.
And the thing about the ghost is it's hard to time because sometimes I press the ghost and then I don't get to the front until the ghost is halfway through. And then you're off the front about 5 meters and you pop up again.
Yeah. Because of course the ghost is not usable in the last. It auto clicks off in the last 400 meters. So oh no.
Mind you, it's very unlikely that a ghost is going to help you in the last 400 meters of a race, unless you've got like 3 people and everyone's just waiting the last 250 meters.
This is Marco's.
But in ZRL,
why isn't Marco's thing showing? It's like the chat's in the way.
get out of here, chat.
Why is Marco's video not showing? Oh no. Oh man.
While you're doing that, so Miguel
like
says make sure if your training difficulty is at 100%, make sure you know where the flat spots are on those climbs. So especially reverse epic KOM has lots of those dips, and so if you're 100% difficulty, you probably have issues with changing if you haven't got virtual gearing. That's one of the reasons why I changed my trainer difficulties. I don't like changing from the big ring to the small ring when I was racing on Zwift with real gears. Nothing worse than having a chain drop in a virtual race.
Oh, I've dropped my chain so many times. This is embarrassing. I'm sorry, Marco. Yeah, Marco's was gonna show. Let's play Thomas's. So Marco's. This is a broadcast. So Thomas is about 1.2 kilometers from the finish, and is in a really strong field. So he's got Dont in there. He's got Larrits, and
it's easy to be tactical against these guys. They're not very good.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Tactics tend to be the preserve of the most powerful, and so there he goes. I think Thomas has gone with the ghost, so you can't. It's not focused on him.
Can't
so
actually
you can't see him. That's the thing about ghosts. Oh, there he is up the road. There's Thomas. So he's done his surprise thing, and unfortunately, really unfortunately for him, his teammate Meany has gone to the front, not knowing that Thomas was ghosting. He wasn't in.
Which brings me to a point: if you're going to use a ghost, let your team know I'm about to attack. There's nothing more annoying than when I got my teammates who don't tell me they're about to attack, and then they do a surprise attack on us as well.
Yeah, I mean it was just a random race rather than a team race, so he didn't. Just what you want. Give Dont a bit of an acceleration in the chase. But this is pretty bloody awesome. So he's this is such a. I don't know why this seems such a long finish. I mean, I suppose it's because he went a long way away. But it's just all. You know what I mean?
Did a Zwifty, or was it outside the Zwifty
into this area?
Oh,
here we go. Here we go. Oh, is he gonna do it? Oh, look at that.
I know that feeling.
But it's kind of using the ghost. You have to use it before 400. I mean, it's stupid. It would be stupid to use it in the last 400 anyway. Everyone's kind of going nuts. Maybe you could get a bit of a jump. But yeah, I think maybe he could have used it a bit later. What do you think? So where's he use it? He's used it now. Oh,
well,
no, he's not. So it's still there. Gone.
You've got to go early enough, because as you know, if you go too late, people are already starting to line up. You want to go when people are backing off the power,
yeah,
and trying to position at the back of the pack.
Yeah, I mean it's a fast pack, but 45 kilometers per hour is bloody fast, isn't it? To be going, I
Yeah,
suppose that's
well,
just the
I don't think
nervousness of an,
they're not
you
going to
know,
go any slower than that.
yeah, of an A pack, isn't it? And
Yeah.
there's a bit of a bump at like 800 meters to go, isn't it? But that's probably a bit late.
I suppose the only thing I'd say, if you're going to use a ghost, try and be at the back of the pack so that less people can see you disappear. Because if people are paying attention, they see someone disappear, then they know that
Yeah.
they're doing a ghost attack, which probably brings us to the ghost fake attack that we have discuss later.
Do
Well,
we have a
now
ghost fake? A ghost and a
a,
fake? How can you do a fake?
a ghost
Oh,
ghost fake out.
I didn't include a fake ghost.
Yeah. So what I'd try to do when I was racing more races with ghosts is go to the front, do like a soft attack, and then hit the ghost like, hey everyone, I'm hitting the ghost. I'm attacking.
Whilst I'm off the front.
And then you just back off the pace and hope the people will start sprinting, and then you just keep rolling along, and then you grab their draft.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that I was trying to do. It didn't always work though, because you go off the front, and then everyone's just like, yeah, whatever. You can just keep going, and then you just pop up in front of the group still.
Well, talking about fakes, this is yo Ben. This is a fake attack. So the idea behind this is Doom Guy. It's someone say it's a bit much to have the power that Doom Guy has in the sprint and the best tactics as well. So especially on a downhill to flat finish. But yeah, so what he does, he just puts out the power for a bit and draws the others into giving him the speed and start the rabbit, the hare's running kind of thing. So he
I reckon
does a
you'd want to
little bit of a
use
sprint.
fire socks. Yeah, if you got fire socks, fake attack would be
Yeah.
great with fire socks too.
Yeah,
Just to let everyone know that you're attacking.
I'm attacking. I'm attacking. And look, they all roll through. I think he ends up at the back. Even he's put out a huge amount of power for 2 seconds. He's got and now he's just now he's got the
And the
speed.
pace of the group's gone up too. Like that's the other
Yeah.
thing too. If you get the pace of the group up, the draft is much more efficient.
And look, he even stays behind this poor guy in front of him and take that final bit of draft.
And then
he absolutely annihilates him.
So the final piece of doing this attack, if you can do 1200 watts, it also tops off the tactic quite well.
I mean, all this helps if you can't,
But even if you're a bad sprinter, at least gives you more of a chance. If you got good 1 minute power, but you haven't got the snap, you can get people to sprint early.
Yeah, so here's another one from Thomas. So this is approaching the end of a big race, and this is for the win. The guy off the front is, not really, it's real, but I think the only thing that he doesn't quite go red, but he does enough. Look, he gets up to 7.9. He only went up to 7.9 for like a second or two, but it's enough to like spark this guy ahead of him into a sprint. He starts sprinting earlier than he almost certainly would have done. Thomas gets his draft, and the draft downhill as well. I know he's doing 10.8, but the guy in front of him is doing even more. And
well, you can say it's like 500 watts draft.
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Even if you're doing 700 watts, that's still 1300 watts or 1200 watts.
And look at this celebration! Like, the emotion just pouring out of him. He didn't want me to show the celebration. He specifically asked. He demanded.
But we're paused on the important bit.
But my campaign of internet harassment of Thomas Sorensen continues even when he wins. But that was pretty awesome. There's another little one that I've got, little finishing touch, and the keeping your head in the final moments. Oh no, I forgot to download the one from Sisu ZRL. Oh, what a pillock. Anyway, hopefully this one from Marco. I don't know why Marco's other one didn't
The
come
chat
in.
said maybe it was because it was vertical.
Yeah, it probably was, yeah. So poor Peter Evia Rhodes is ahead of Marco here, so he's seventh place. He's a long way off. He's only got 155 meters left. It doesn't look like you're going to get the podium from here, does it? But he's not really putting up. He's not getting them. He's not getting them. He's not getting them. Nope, nope.
Well, the big
Whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
yeah. I was
Just,
going to say the
just
big
take
thing
a
here is
shorter
the
route.
left-hand turn.
Just take a shorter route. Why bother with the power? Just
Well, this corner and also the corner in Crit City, the downtown Dolphin, I think the clockwise direction. If you got steering, you can cut off about 20 meters if you take the inside.
yeah. I sometimes in that situation, right,
I know where
no
you're going with
qualms.
this, and it's actually going to make a video about this. Yes, make steering, use steering anytime you want.
Yeah.
Zwift have had steering for what, 2 years, 3
I
years?
suppose so. I mean,
I
suppose
use steering.
when I was, maybe a year, 2 years ago, I used to have qualms about, especially if I was one-on-one with someone. I'm like, right, he's chasing me down. I could steer away from him. He hasn't good steering. I could use that to win, or I could, pull back into his path,
No,
kind of thing.
the times now come where if someone's got steering, it's not my fault. I've got steering. It's like saying, "Oh, I've got virtual gears. The other person hasn't got virtual gears. I'm not going to use my virtual gears."
Yeah.
It's just use it like I'm making a video where basically make steering. Like it annoys me that. Like I used to say no because Australia and other countries couldn't get steering, but everyone can get the steering now. So just open slower.
Oh, you
Don't
can
hold
get
us back
steering, okay.
anymore. Yep. So the new clicks, you can buy them in Australia now. That was another part of the. So yeah, thank God you can actually buy them in Australia. I don't know what the issue was before because I don't seem to have. There's no sort of hoopla go. Yeah, Australia can get steering now because I suppose Sturzo had the steering, but you can get the clicks now.
I think I've spent more on Zwift steering kit than I have on my bike.
Well, like people want heart rate monitors, but the thing, a heart rate monitor, it's useless in an actual race. Like it doesn't do anything. But people all have to buy a heart rate monitor. You can buy a $40 heart rate monitor, but still, steering costs about the same much as a heart rate monitor. And everyone has to get a heart rate monitor. So why can't everyone get steering?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use steering at every opportunity now and not feel bad about it.
Yeah, just use it. Just make people feel bad for not having it, so they go and get it.
Yeah. Another one featuring Doom Guy, though it is one that I went. I did this race. I did this race after we did in the Drops podcast one Saturday night. I think I was like, oh God, I need to get it because I was on my streak of wins. I was like about 20 in red races, and I turned up at this race and I was like, oh God, Doom Guy's here. And it was on. Is it Deuce France that goes this way?
Just before you go further, so we missed a very important tactic.
What's that?
Be friendly with everyone on Zwift so that if they're better than you, they will actually go, hey, I got to help you win.
And they're the best races. They are the best race, especially when you make friends with someone like during a race and they help you. That's just awesome. They're like, I'll help you. I've got nothing else to do. Sure. I'll help you out. No problem. So Doom Guy, I was like, oh, Doom Guy, do you mind letting me win? Let me win. He's like, no problem. I'll help you win, in fact. Ray, I've got Ray and Roy mixed up again. Roy's here in this race, and Ray's in the chat. Hi, Ray. Hi, Michael. Hi, Dave. How you doing? And he goes, right, I'll lead you out. Where do you want to lead out from? I said 1.1k. And here he comes. Doom Guy, he is absolutely beasting it. I was going to show his, but it didn't seem. It just like the verticals ones. So he's doing like 1200 watts. So what you need if you're going long is some sort of advantage. If you're on the last 2k and you go alone, they're going to follow. They're going to follow. pretty quick, and a group of people following are gonna gain on you. So you need some sort of like pinch point, like a bridge, like a hill or something, like a small bump to go on, so that you can get a gap quickly. You need to get the gap more than anything, don't you? And extend it quickly as well. Usually by having extra speed from the top of the bump, like on the Zwifty maneuver, or get one of the most powerful sprinters in Zwift, just blast through the pack. You get on their tail, and then you save your
And
aero.
make
So
sure you
you're
get on the
already
tail
going
because you don't
50
want to chase
kilometers,
it down.
58 kilometers per hour,
Yeah.
and just take it up. Though I think this is still my best 1 minute power actually. Though it felt pretty easy. I was like, I just because taking his draft, I don't know what it
I
was
think
about
because
it.
you did you back end it in terms of, because usually if you go for a long sprint, you've got to go hard very early. But because you got his
maybe.
draft, you went hard, got his draft, and then you're like, oh, I'm just doing 700 watts here rather than 900.
My two best 1 minute powers are on that sprint. Oddly, on the Marina reverse. Weirdo.
The other thing too could be the course, because this course is actually quite mundane when it comes. Like you go
Yeah, that's
out
true.
past the
Yeah,
island
there
areas,
wasn't
and
much,
everyone's just
there wasn't much going on.
not much happening. Yeah.
For like
So
22
this course does
kilometers.
lend itself to a very strong sprint. Yeah. But
Yeah,
to say, but if someone's going to do the lead out, there's no point in them leading out like the last 400 meters because everyone's just going to jump on the wheel. This is where Doom Guy did the right thing. Went early because everyone else was like, oh, I'm not going to sprint. It's still far too long to go.
yeah.
And then you get the jump on the group, and then you break the draft too. So the groups, someone else has to do a Doom Guy effort to chase you down, which is no one's going to be able to do that because they'll, like, as you can see, Doom Guy was buggered by now. So
Yeah, and Roy, I don't know if Roy held on for third, but Roy was in third place. He was
I
getting
just
the
saw
most
Michael's
drafts. It's like,
comments.
bloody hell, you guys are going some. We were going like 60
Yeah.
kilometers per hour for like 800
We
meters.
got a bad Michael. Michael says the funniest comments. And
Oh, Michael. Oh, come back, dude, guy. We miss you. Right. I don't know. I think that finishes the sort of the. No, actually, we're gonna talk a little bit about another power up strategy, the double ghost. So this is kind of into almost going solo kind of range. Oh no, this is going solo, isn't it? If you're at 8 kilometers, I would say that's going solo. But when the ghost is available, um, if you get
use it before the banner,
if
yeah.
you use a ghost and then you get a ghost, you can use it as a ghost. You can double your ghost, and doubling a ghost is called double ghost, which is a subcategory of the tactics which I like to call double dipping. So you use two power-ups immediately after one another over a banner.
It feels like we're entering Tinder tactics here. Getting ghosted.
Ghosting, double dipping.
I wondered, because the Zwifty Unlock series, I got double power up distances. I wonder if we've got any ghosts coming up. Because what's the ghost? Is it 20 seconds?
I think it is now, yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be like you get 40 seconds.
Oh no, it used to be 10. It's now 15. Yeah.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, I think, and maybe when it used to be 10, I didn't like it because, as I said, you'd throw the power up and then you'd be 2 feet off the front.
By the time you get to the front, it's working again. You're visible again. Should we mainly just watch my breakaway for 8 kilometers?
Yeah, let's just put it in. Can you put it in half speed and describe every sensation?
Oh, loads of people accuse me of cheating after this one because they saw my power going up and down. I was going up and down hills for a start. Oh look, I've come off the power now that I'm at the top of the hill. You cheat. I loved being accused of being a cheat. It used to get me angry. Yeah, I won anyway.
You're just not good enough to be accused anymore now, Rob.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Double ghosting on Tinder would be two people never talking to each other. I'm sure isn't that the default? That's the default, isn't it? Surely. Right. So we're getting into the category of kind of going longish. Um, so yeah, as I say, I'd say going solo is where you're prepared to get caught. Oh, this is no, this is definitely going long. This is definitely going long, but from a long way. So this is Adam in the dirt racing series, and it's again using another type of situation, to get the gap at the start. So this one, there's a sprint with a point segment with 3.6 kilometers to go. He takes it relatively easy through the sprint section because he's got a plan. And the plan is to go for the big finishing points, podium bonus, all that sort of thing. And the glory of being the first across the line, even though it's a points race. Everyone likes being first across the line, don't they? So he attacks, and it's perfect in that you've got this bump after the sprint, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
everyone's
like this
recovering.
course
No
for
one
this.
wants
Yeah,
to. No one wants to, chase you here. It's like it's a long way, and I think his mate Adam Booth, who's now just sat behind him, he was planning to go with him, so they hope to do it as a double, but it's going long, so you can't wait for your mate, can you? You're either you're pretty much committed. If he can't come, you've just got to you've got to go with it. And besides anything else, the great thing about the sort of dirt racing series and ZRL to an extent is if you go long, then you're helping your teammates in the sprint as well, aren't you? Because other people, if they're going to chase, then they're damaging their own sprint, and you're giving an
yeah.
advantage to your teammates, aren't you?
Like
So
big packs in ZRL, it's kind of relevant. But if you can get like a 20 group ZRL pack and you've got 4 or 5 riders in your team and then 4 or 5 riders in another team, this makes a big difference. I like it how Adam, when Adam's going hard, because he tilts his head to the side.
yeah, the bobblehead, Mr. Bobblehead. um, he Yeah, and you've still got to keep your head about you. So you've still got to, go a little bit harder in this, the climb up into the castle. You've got to push out, and
The big key thing too is when you're on the attack, watch what the gap is and what the power of the people at the front are doing. So try and match, at the very least, their power,
yeah,
so that, like, in theory, they'll look up and go, they're doing the same power as me, and I'm really hurting here. And so that hopefully it disincentivizes them to chase.
yeah, and when you go all in, you go all in. So you use your power up early. You don't save anything for the finish.
Yeah, don't
You
save
want to
the
be
power
dead
up. Yeah,
going over the line. And I think it's fair to say Adam was pretty tired after that.
yeah. That was a pretty decent gap too by the end. Like, he knew he was going to win the last 100 meters. There's nothing worse than like with Thomas's video where no as he crossed the line.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean,
as you say, don't hold anything back. If you get to 200 meters and you still feel like you can put more power down, you probably didn't go hard enough.
yeah. Seb saying, "Tell Adam to shift into the big ring." Look at his cadence. His cadence is like 110, 115, 100,
I'd,
all the way.
I'd,
Oh.
yeah, 112. I find I do that if I do a TT effort. My cadence goes up.
Right. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
just, because you're doing, 114 is pretty damn high though.
He's going down a
But
hill, so I suppose he'd maybe gear it down. But
yeah, but it depends. Like, I'm more of a, I do high cadence when I'm doing an individual time trial
yeah, me
type
too.
effort.
I mean, not as high as that, but high
Yeah,
for
the
me.
cadence goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy, crazy cadence. I think he did. I think we've got another Adam one actually. He did. Oh man, this is going to go
Is it the
forever,
one
isn't it?
where if you get a really big sprint, then you can always, you have a good chance? I've watched one of his ones when I think when I first started watching Adam, and he was in BCAP, but I was like, holy crap, that 1 minute power.
Well, let's go with this one actually. This is another one where I accidentally won. So this is another ghost attack. I know you don't get ghosts that regularly, but it is quite fun. If you get the opportunity, and so we both saved a ghost, RT and I, and as we, so what do we do? Oh wait, do we go from here? Oh yeah, we use the ghost over the banner, so we're hoping we're going to get we can do another ghost, but we do a twin ghost, so we're both doing ghosts at the same time, so that when we come back up, we're right behind each other. And thankfully, I'm the one who's behind him because he's going nuts, and I get a drafting boost as well, so I get to sit behind him as well as he carries on, um, and. Yeah. Oh, go on, Artie. Go on. Give it a bit more. Give it a bit more. Oh no, I've gone to the front. I've got to do a bit, even though I've got the drafting boost going. Um, so yeah, twin ghost. That's quite a rare one, isn't it? But it's again having friends. Oh, go on, Artie. Um, he. I was meant to show another one as well. Yeah, it's just a nice little. It's just something else to get that initial gap without disconnecting your internet and, and sprint it away. I don't see that as often nowadays, do you?
Well, I never really saw it in the first place. Maybe I was just
Sure.
unaware to it. I think it was more of a sea cat thing because of a certain well-known Facebook user.
Oh, really?
I don't. Yeah,
Oh, right. Did he do it? Oh, what's that?
yeah.
He's gone. Is he completely gone?
He even made a video about it and stuff. I don't know. I suspect that they probably just use a different account now. They're probably always
Yeah.
a well-known. They might have been someone who's well-known in the community and respected, but then you use like 3 other accounts to do all their dodgy stuff.
Yeah. So yeah,
And
there's another one there.
Dave is talking about just creating a gap and then sprinting to catch the front group, but leaving everyone behind work on Zwift. Yeah, that's pretty much one of the other tactics. I don't know if Rob was going to talk about it, is let your teammate go up, attack, and maybe they're with 2 or 3 other people. You sit in the group and see if anyone follows, and if no one follows, then you can try and sprint across and then get into that group.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got a video of it, but yeah, I mean that be decisive is the thing. Try not to bring the group across is the
Yeah,
the cardinal
yeah.
sin. The amount of times I see that of people dragging so I think my friend's going, I'll try and help him.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
Gradually
if you're gonna
making their way
go,
up to him. Hi, I'm here
yeah,
now. Oh, and I brought 60 other people with me as well.
yeah.
Oh,
I
thanks.
think I'd be very wary, but because we've got the video of you and I, Rob, maybe we'll just go into that because it's pretty much that. There's a lot of that going on in that video. I think.
Oh, do I do that to you? I don't do that to
Well,
you.
you're in the race, Rob. You didn't do it to him. I'm just talking about there. There was times when the group was broken up.
Let me see. Let me see what else I've got. There's not many other ones
Okay.
that I've collated. So, and it might.
I think you've got like 50 videos looking at the Discord channel. I like the comments like, "Oh, this is my 1 week of YouTube viewing sorted."
So that was the race that promoted me into it, actually, the one with RT. This is the one that demoted me out of it that I was talking about before. And this is the one where I made a friend. So I made this friend with like Paolo from the FX Cancer team. And yeah, I think I'd raced with him the previous day. I was like, oh, well, awesome racing, man. He's like one of the strongest riders in Zwift. He's utterly awesome. But he was just doing, it was around the time there was some sort of thing on about double XP or something. And this route meant that you went through the banner twice or something. So you got 250 here and 250 there. So Paolo was just riding it all day long because he was, I don't know, for some reason, he wanted to be one of the first people to get to level 100, I think, or something like that. So he's just riding around, but he's ultra strong. So I said, "Oh, do you mind doing a little attack for me with about 3K to 5K to go?" He's like, "Oh, go on then." so, so he goes, and it had already been a crazy race because there was a guy who got the cone of shame in this race. He was attacking, left, right, and center like a nutcase. So after we catch him, I do a counter attack. I was like, "Ah, we caught him!" And then nobody expects a counter attack, so I counter attack with 3.5 to go. And this is a reasonably quality A field, but there's been so much craziness going on with people attacking. And I was actually doing this with Leyland Danes. And I was like, "Oh, we've got to get you a win, Leyland," who's one of the founders of Gravel and Bound, Yeah, and yeah, so there was so much craziness going on that when I hit my attack, and I've got two mates in the back, so Leland and Paolo are both, you know, they're not going to win. They're working for me in essence. Though I was meant to be working for Leland. Though I
But
accidentally
this is
eliminated.
where they're just sitting in the pack now. They're not like, okay, I'm going to jump across.
Yeah, and you know, oh, actually, the reason I wanted to talk about this one is Leland does a great. Paolo does another great thing for me. He goes to the front and it slows it up, and that is one of the most advanced tactics. Really hard to do and do well. So he sees that I'm doing about 5 watts per kilogram. That's my max for 3 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever. I'm doing 5 watts per kilogram. So he just sits behind and does 4. And the gap just grows, you know, from 4 seconds to 8 seconds in no time at
Well,
all.
that plays nicely. So Michael and Thomas talk about if you're in a pack, what you can do is you can sit third or fourth wheel, or other thing you can do is like third or fourth wheel at the back and just slowly let the gap grow so that the people behind don't notice. Especially you
Yeah.
got dropped in a race. This actually happening to you is when I just got to make sure my computer doesn't restart. Not now. Yeah, so you just let the gap grow, and then the person behind eventually is like, "Oh, damn it, I should have closed that gap," but already they're out of the draft, and you can
Yeah.
drop quite strong riders doing that, and then they've got to jump the gap, and then you can jump on the wheel when they jump the gap. But you got to be prepared to lose your race for that
Yeah.
tactic.
I did that. I really am good. What's he called? Nathan, oh, when I was in A camp,
Guerra or
Nathan.
Nathan?
Yeah, Nathan Guerra. Yeah, I was on a Paris race with him, and I was like, I just want to beat Nathan. I don't care. You know, I don't really care about the race, and so, so I just at the top of the climb around the L'arc de Triomphe, I just let a gap grow up in front of me. Just like, yeah, I'll let the gap grow. And like, and Nathan was streaming. I was watching after. He said, "What's this?" And Nathan had to sprint over. I was like, "That's what I
Yeah.
wanted. I wanted him to sprint over and me be in his slipstream." But he's like, "What's this?"
I'd like to claim that if you do your Zwifty mirror, I should claim that. During ZRL, when you got the dangle and you're coming into a faster through segment, I used to always have a competition. It was usually the guy Nick Velo kicks because he knew that's what I was doing, and so it'd be a standoff. We'd basically lose the draft of the top ACAT
Yeah.
racing Division 1 going into it and be like, who dares to go last? And I think a couple of times he'd win the standoff in terms of he'd be behind, but then he wouldn't be able to get back onto the group. And so he didn't get any faster through sector. And so that was probably the most fun I've had on Zwift, is the standoff at the back of the group to see how
Yeah.
far back you're
Well,
prepared to go.
in Dirt Racing series, they did it on they had one sprint segment which was, and they had quite a lot of fastest through points. They did the Fuego Long, which is like, I don't know, is it 8 kilometers or something like that?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
8 kilometers?
They
But
had that in the ZRL as well.
oh, have they?
They had that course, and my teammates, we dangled so far back, like we'd basically like, okay, we're going to get 20 seconds behind the group, and then we're going to TT because it's such a long segment. You can TT it with your team if you got 6 guys.
Yeah. Well, there there was a team that we were up against, and it was a French team. It was like FFZ or something like that, or Food Tray, I think. And they had the French under-23 national champion in their team, in the B category, obviously. And he could do 17 watt per kilogram sprint, and he was just winning everything. Um, so, but I was kind of like the second best sprinter in the race. So he was really annoying me because I had the chance to be the best sprinter, and I was actually the second one to the French under-23 national champion.
Just by a small amount, just slightly worse.
Yeah, I mean it was by a country mile. So I was like, right, let's screw him over on this sprint. Let's just drop back a minute before this. He's like, there's no way he's going to make it on. And even if he does, he'll be knackered by the time he gets to the front and will win. And I think so many people hung back that it didn't work. It was just like, oh, I started hanging back, and it almost became the group that was hanging back was bigger than because everyone saw that
Why
the
has
two
everyone got
best
the same
sprinters were at the
tactic as me?
If they're hanging back, I'll hang back. What?
That was actually that course was one of the times when, like, as ZRL evolves, because people watch the first time slot and they're like, okay, that's what happened. This is a tactic I'm going to use. Because my team, I raced at the very first time slot. Then also my team, because I was racing for Aero Community, and then also my team in Burritos. So they're in the European time slot. So I was actually thinking, watch other time slots, because people will know that because we dropped with my team and a couple of others from the other teams. But then people can go, okay, let's go super hard into the segment to try and make sure that those guys that get dropped never get back on. So I was telling my team, okay, make sure you keep an eye on that. But then people didn't adjust as much as I thought they would. But that would be a case where you're like, okay, we'll do the opposite tactics. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just get on the gas as soon as you go in.
Yeah.
Just hit it at 6 watts per kilogram for 3 minutes or something, and they're done.
Yeah, but we can keep talking about fastest through segment points tactics, but we probably shouldn't, because it's not a thing anymore.
Right. Yes, indeed. But still, similar things occur. I've got one more. Can I treat us to one more video, Ben? Is there what I didn't even show me winning that race.
Is it one with you?
That's how lack of ego that I've got. No, I think that's about it. I'm sorry if you sent in a tactical chat. Please do join my. I tell you what, as well. So many of these, like the one with Paolo. I mean, Leland. All this stuff is made possible by making friends on Zwift, and our server is the best place to make friends and make plans in Zwift races. Come and join the Discord. The link's in the channel description, and make plans and cross teams. We can do cross collaboration, making plans to win races. It's great. Some of the best fun ever on Zwift is just
it's probably a tactic we haven't talked about is making sure you join Discord voice, because if you're in Discord voice,
it
makes such a big difference. It's actually
Thomas would have run that race if he was in Discord voice and had told his mate not to get on the front. He would have won. He lost by 5 meters.
Wow. Yeah, Thomas, you stuffed up. You didn't do it very well. You might. You never know. But get on Discord chat. Yeah. That's one of the most fun things you can do on Zwift.
Yeah. If anyone's got any other fun tactics that they'd like to talk about, but we can do that whilst we're talking about the race that Ben and I did. When did you do it, Ben?
It's only a 50-minute race. Just played it one time. So we did 2 laps of TikTok. What was it? The art. Unfortunately, I looked in the Zwift hacks and it said that it was separate pens, but then as the gun dropped, we realised that actually separate pens, but everyone starts at the same time.
Look at the distance. There's some glowing trons. How can there be glowing trons if it's not a multi-cut start?
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's different time. Like I thought it was like, okay, each one's going to start a minute differently, but I should have probably looked at the time start.
A minute different.
Yeah.
Oh, this must
start. It was a 6 o'clock start for me.
Did we sprint over?
So I realise it's multi-cat, and this is a tactic, isn't it? If you're in a multi-cat race, get with the bloody A's, sprint onto them. I mean, as long as they're reasonably numerous, if they're of similar size, if there's 3 A's and there's 40 B's or something, then no. But if there's a similar size, then sprint across. I've won races like this before by just sprinting across and sticking with the A's for a while.
You sprint across. I'm like, let's just see what happens with this, because we're in the B group. So you sprint across. I'm like, I'll just see, and then the gap just grows and grows. I think this is the hardest effort for me, actually. Looking at my power, this was the most power put out. when I decide, okay, I've got to
You
go
made
across
it.
now.
Oh, you did.
Oh, you
go
didn't
across.
come.
Yeah, like so at the moment,
Okay.
you've got that group, and you can see them off in the distance on my screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, the gap's starting to grow. No one's wanting to go across. But for context, we're trying to make a video about racing in one category, and I was like, well, the tactics aren't going to be very good if we just race off
probably drop
and
me
get
on
into
the,
the ACAT group and just run
We
away.
didn't win.
After
We
10
put it
bucks.
in the
Honestly, the-
first 30 seconds. Right, that's our tactics.
Yeah. So this is where I'm like, okay, I'm going to fall back and use there's a little slight downhill into a slight bump. So I was like, okay, I'll fall to the back and then go through these S's with my steering as well. Another thing too, make sure if you're going to try and close a gap, if you go through left-hand, right-hand turns, you can cut a few meters off the distance.
Oh, Attic Swifter and Thomas, sorry, Dave B and Georg, yo, Georg. So, right, so it goes
And the good thing is,
uphill.
I had a couple of wheels in between too, which is perfect because it gave me a little bit of a boost of draft. But I was like, oh, it's still quite far from here.
Oh yeah, that's quite a gap, isn't it? But the power hasn't really come off because there's two guys have already gone off the front of the front.
Well, I haven't. Yeah, I've that's probably the least power I've done the whole way across. So it's like, okay. And then Rob and I in this group, I'm like, Rob, how many bees are in here? He's like, oh, it's just us two. All right, end the stream, we're done. We won.
Okay, we're fine.
Are you on?
Yeah.
But it wasn't actually the case because
We won!
this group was primarily C's. So the A's and the C's were at the front, which I didn't realise
Yeah.
because I didn't start up Source. So this is the main use of Source Swift actually.
How many what?
now
How many behind?
that I've got is if you're in a multi-category race,
I don't think any go
you
over.
don't know the makeups of the groups anymore.
Yeah. Like there's nothing on the
almost
right hand side.
impossible.
There's no A's and B's and C's. I'm like, what's this group? And you can't see anything on the mini map. Like the mini map just says a big blob of nothing.
Yeah, it just looks red to me. So that's where I was going off. I was going off the mini map. Everything looks red.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is a nice bridge, by the way. And the thing with this is you only get one.
Good job, it's double draft.
You only get one power up per lap.
Power up.
So it's a,
Yeah.
is it a 40-kilometer race? How long is it? I can't quite read it. Is it 30-ish kilometer?
33.
And there's only 2 power-ups for the entire race, so I get kind of unlucky, get the truck. But yeah, I mean, I know everyone in this chat will know this, but the power-up usage was atrocious from
trying to start.
our fellow bees. It really was not good, was it?
Let's go.
It's very funny. It was actually part of one of our
You gonna jump
tactics,
over?
which we haven't discussed yet. But at the moment, we're just letting the A's go. We're like, well, it'll be a bit boring if we just sit in with the A's, because we could have actually bridged across to those A's and got dragged away. But
I
we're
think
like,
it's just me and you.
nah, we won't do that because
And then
it's
it's,
not really the tactics. But
And
if you're
it's
actually
fun, sounds
one-
fun,
Bees
looks like hard work
with
as
no
well
bees.
for a Tuesday night
Well-
or a Wednesday night.
Yeah, but I was like, I would just let them go because
yeah, all the Reds
the
have made
bees
it
are coming
over.
back now. We
This is
realised,
the green
okay,
group.
we've actually got some
We're gonna get
tactical
caught.
racing coming up if we just stay here.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
what
true.
guy-
But so what was I going to say about the power up? Oh, that's right. So one of the tactics you can do, which is more of a comedic effect than anything really, is throwing a power up at the worst time. So say if you've got a steamroller, throw the steamroller on the bitumen and then let everyone else use their steamrollers. Like, oh, someone's using their power up. I'm going to use my power up now.
Or, and I mean, another one like on like Crit City, for instance, a good one is like do an attack
I see.
on the penultimate
that'll be
lap
on the
just
other
as you're
half
about to cross the banner. You know, do a fake
And I'm
attack.
a squirrel.
Try and get people to use their power-ups there. You know, try and because you've got plenty of time to recover before the climb and the finish. But you know what I mean. You've got, you know, if you're going up the cobbles, I'm talking about. If you use your power-up, so you're gonna get another. If you've got the worst power-up, you know, try and get people to use it by doing a fake attack. For
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah,
And all you
it's
can do-
great if anyone uses their arrows at the beginning of the
Well,
lap.
that's one tactic for
So then
start.
you keep yours
talk
at the
about
end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
If
You're
it
not
stayed
gonna
on
get-
those
Michael-
A's, the game would be over, wouldn't it?
Michael's talking about how red I am now after that tack. I don't need a graph, my power graph. I'm just going to look at the colour of me to see.
the colour of your skin.
I think I got this one anyway. But...
Oh,
I've got an
imagine,
A.
look at the difference in my skin colour to now to then. I forgot my headband. I don't know what I was thinking. I was sweating like a pig.
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't I put my headband on? I always have a headband. I think I was too worried about this matchup thing. Is there any way that we should fast forward to, do you think?
The other thing too, Michael, which I'm sure he would have known, is it looks like I'm riding like a really tall bike and Rob's on a
Coming
tricycle.
off the parallel.
Oh, there was something that I wanted to talk about. That I
Well,
did
pal,
clap
staying
thing as if
optimal
there was
drafting
something
position.
appropriate.
And
I
even
think I was
further
just
back.
talking about like how
What do you think the
little power
optimal
you need to do.
position
when
is?
even-
Oh,
now?
you're
I
talking
think
about
it's somewhere in between
you're doing
where me
less
and you
watts
are.
per kilo
Actually,
than me on
maybe where you
Zipcar
are,
at the
actually.
moment.
Oh, really? Okay.
You're winning the watts per kilo.
It's not as long as
Back
it
off
used
in
to be. It used to be
drafting the
further back, didn't it?
You didn't have to do that minute bloody bridge.
Ben didn't record his sound, by the way. Ben messed up the audio.
Yeah,
Not
so
just
if you-
me.
if-
Ben messed
If you
up
want
the
to watch
audio.
this stream
Not my
with
fault.
us
It
talking
definitely
and us
It's longer with
breathing
speed, though, doesn't it?
and us chatting, you
No,
missed out on that.
my audio was fine, Ben. I think you're fine.
Your audio was fine, but we're not using it, are we?
Oh, yeah.
No, because it'd be stupid. It sounded like me talking to myself. That'd be ridiculous.
It was weird because your Discord, I can see now. What's
Okay,
the
so it looks
weird
like
thing
there's
was my
9
voice was
Bs in
so
this
low
group.
on that recording.
No,
pretty
but
much
you've
whether-
been you've been recorded through my microphone from my speakers.
Oh, from the speakers. I was going to say, because I could still hear my voice, but it was like the worst sound.
Yeah.
No wonder you, because how's Rob understanding?
No, I broadcast you with my speakers.
Yeah. So the
Right, so-
tactics now is me
Downhill
cool
might be a bit of
down,
an
but then
exaggeration.
I think we just basically do soft attacks. One, I do an attack, and then you do an attack, and then there's
But
also
there was
an
a
A
really
cut.
powerful rider, wasn't there?
Yeah,
So
I
there
was going to
one
say there's
guy,
an A.
you know, so my 20-minute power is now about 3.0. What's yours?
I can still sit in the draft. Yeah.
I don't actually know what my 20-minute pack, 'cause I haven't done it, but you and I usually do about
Well, enough to be a C,
3.0 to
anyway.
3.2 for 20 minutes for a race.
Yeah. And there was one guy in the race who had 4.
Oh, the video audio is a bit loud, Rob.
Speed,
It's
Oh, is the video audio on?
50k.
Oh, sorry, guys. sorry, I didn't realize the audio was on. We can't hear it.
Anyway, so
Sorry.
I'm doing a soft attack now. This is the first one now that, okay, so I'm not trying to win the race here. All I'm trying to do is just draw out the strong riders. A, this is a good way to see who's strong in the group. But B, using the draft through the pack, I can get a distance of them. Then I can just go back to doing what I was doing while I was sitting in the pack. And then Rob can follow the wheels.
Oh, I'm sorry I've had the audio on the entire time. That must have been horrible. I'm sorry. Do tell me about that if that ever happens again. Was that happening with all the videos that I was playing? I hope not. Sorry.
And this is that rider's gone past me is the one with the really strong for 20-minute
So what's he
power.
called?
I can't remember if it was an I or an L.
Oh yeah, Moroccan guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going to make this massive just for a second.
Yes, the chat. It was kind of fun trying to work out which version to listen to.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, Laurie, is it? Was it Laurie? Oh,
No, it was
made his name.
Lozzie or something.
Lozzie, yeah.
I can't see it on my screen. Yeah. Anyway,
Lozzie
they
from Morocco.
think they start building a gap very shortly.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, should we close that or just let him go? And then we're coming up to the climb. So I think I said, no, let's let him go. We'll see what happens on the climb.
Yeah, and I start panicking. I was like, I really want to win this race. I really, really want to win this race. Because, we did this with, putting it in the podcast as, here's how you win with tactics. So I was like, oh, God, this guy's just going up the road. And then you
Thomas is saying,
and then you
Thomas
point
is
out that
saying-
there's a group ahead of like 3 A riders that if he catches onto them, could be game over.
Yeah. I was like, it's nothing to worry about. Oh, wait a sec. They can bridge across to someone else. Thomas is saying the present version should be smarter in theory with hindsight.
Yeah, oh, sorry about that. That's a massive faux pas, or in audio technician terms. I'm sorry, Thomas. I'm sorry. Right, we've got to fast forward this at some point. We can't watch 50
Yeah.
minutes. Right.
It's only the first lap, Rob. So basically, just maybe go to the climb and you can see us go, holy crap, okay. But the thing was, I'm blaming this on Zwifty. I was like, we'll just try and get it on the downhill. Rob's like, no, we're going to go now. So you charge off up the hill. Yeah, that was my tactic. Because I'm heavier. We're much heavier than this guy. Yeah, well,
like
your tactic didn't.
Seconds on us.
Not to give the game away, but your tactic didn't work, did it? We weren't strong enough.
Nothing would have worked. He was just too far away. He was too fast. But attacking on the uphill's got to be better than attacking on the downhill, surely.
No, I've actually changed because I'm my Watt speed killer. Like if I attack up a hill, I'm not putting any gap into those climbers. So I usually build up speed at the top of the hill and then go down the hill. Because especially with the new pack dynamics, it's not the same as the old pack dynamics where a big group goes faster than a small group down a hill. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, but you can gain like 2 seconds on a descent. You can gain 10 seconds on an ascent. This is just Ben. Come on, man. You can't. Seriously think attacking on the downhill is the way to go.
Yeah, on this sort of downhill where it's 2%, -2%. Yeah, I reckon for heavy riders, because if it's not about watts per kilo onto the descent. It's about power. So I can sit at my threshold, and I'll be doing 200 and 300 and something watts. If someone's 20 kilos lighter than me, they have to do 300 and something watts, which is not their threshold. It's now they're in their red zone. So even if they do chase me down, I've been sitting at my threshold. They've been sitting in their red zone. So yeah, if it's a 2 or 3% descent with the new pack dynamics and you're a heavy rider, that's a great time to go.
Well, I think I can categorically say you're wrong.
Oh, this climb, as we'll see. I thought you said you're going to fast forward.
How far ahead is he? How far right? Oh,
He gets 10 seconds.
Oh, I should do it on
I think by the time we get to the climb, which we would fast forward to.
He's only got 5 seconds there.
I think he gets 10 by the time we get to the climb, though.
This is the climb, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, let's fast forward. Come on, Bam. We've got to get him. We've got to get him.
Yeah, this is where I'm like, you can go if you want, Rob, and I'm gone. This is where you're stressed out.
He's got 12 seconds. He's got 12 seconds.
Yeah. But we bridge across, of course.
It's only yours promotion. What does that mean? What does
The what?
Camel mean? What do you mean, Camel? I'm not promoting myself. The transition. Now, the transition. I'm with Dave on that. Keep the speed fast into the descent.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So this is where I was thinking about attacking.
You can gain most ground on the ascent.
But where I thought about attacking the group would be just as you turn left here, come through the draft about here, and then kick left.
He would have been long gone. The problem is he was just too far away. It's like we weren't going to catch him. We could not catch him. I suppose the most likely way to catch him that we could have gone for, I think, is by rolling the group. Trying to spark something in the group to get the group chase, because we could not catch him on our own, especially in a one-off attack. He's got more power than us. He's with the A's. Is he with the A's? He's nearly with the A's, but we won't.
He gets with the A's. He gets with the A's, and then when we get to the tunnel, because we don't have to watch all this.
Catching him basically with the group would have been the better idea, because we were fine with the group. You've got more tactical options against the group than against Well, actually, no. You got more tactical options.
We
to
went,
spend some range on.
yeah, basically we had to drag the group across.
Yeah. Rather than going on our own.
Well, because, I think because this is what I say, you can make mistakes early. So at the moment we're like, okay, that didn't work. We can go to plan B. The thing is, if we do the attack now, it does actually motivate the group behind to a chase, and then we can see if they're interested in chasing. So it's not it's the first lap. You can make this mistake, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's important to do it early, and then we're like, okay, let's just fall back to the group.
They're all flying past, aren't they?
Yeah, they go flying. You're like, holy crap, because you almost got dropped because you hadn't got up to speed.
Oh, I didn't expect them to be going faster.
Yeah, so I think we didn't work, but thing is, it's a first lap. If this was a second lap, yeah, that probably would have been a mistake. But at the moment, they could have gone, okay, we've got to go a bit harder now, and then
Nothing happens
to
in the
our
tunnel, does it?
to our luck, that rider drops for some reason. They're suddenly just like that. I'm not doing any more effort. They had a huge gap, and then we're like, "You're like, who's that rider?"
It could be that they caught them just at the bottom of this hill. Like the worst time to catch them.
Yeah, and then the other group was powered away.
They powered up the hill, but the
Yeah.
sea cat increased rider stayed with them. So
Yeah. That could have just been because sometimes you do races and people aren't actually racing; they're just doing it as a workout, and you're like, "What did they do that for?" But they could have just been doing, "Okay, I'm just going to do a 5-minute effort here, go easy, and then 5-minute." So we actually, Rob and I, are like, "Oh, we didn't have to do anything. We caught that rider anyway, just by a stake in the group."
So has anything happened does much happen on the second lap? Do we?
So I do a couple of attacks. Yeah, it's basically with this from here on until back to this bridge, we're just going to do soft attacks again like I did on that first one. But when we go up the climb, so I think I'd done a couple of attacks and I was a bit buggered, so I didn't attack that climb. But as I said, I'm not a watt per kilo advantage, so it's no point in me making that climb hard. That just makes it hard for me and easier for the other riders. So yeah, we're watching to make sure. He didn't actually end up going. We thought he would, but he didn't. He didn't go.
He didn't go at all on the second lap.
No.
Yeah.
He did, but not until the end. There wasn't any. He didn't do any more.
But I mean, if you've got a reasonable amount of endurance, sitting at the back, for the majority of the race is such an advantage. And looking at this race, I did 2.9, you did 2.8. Darren, who is formerly of this parish, Darren Mills, who's a great sprinter as well, he did 3.1. And then the others did 3.6, 3.7, 3.4, and then Lozzie did 3.7.
You can see, like, if you take away that bridge that I had to do at the beginning, the only time I do red is when I draft through the pack. And then once you draft through the pack, you've got a speed differential that you've got almost for free. And anyone has to chase you. If they're not smart, they'll just sit at the front and they'll try and accelerate into the wind. They're going to do a lot more power. So that's one of the reasons why I'm efficient.
Look at this here. The 3, maybe 5 people on the front.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're only doing, they'll only be doing 3 watts per kilogram or something.
Well, I'm in grey.
To do 2.
Yeah, I'm in grey at the moment. I'm recovering, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do an effort. I think I do an effort after this. Because I always like going on this downhill section with the momentum. So I actually go on this downhill around the left-hand corner. I remember now.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose some people are just, I'm doing a race. I'll just, they're doing it for exercise, aren't they? And you can, it's fair enough to just be on the front, isn't it? But if you're trying to win, get off the.
Yeah, it's not ZRL. Sometimes people just jump in a race because their motivation to do a hard effort rather than do the least amount of work.
Yeah, I think I'd be a much better rider if I was rubbish at tactics. I'd be far better.
But so this is this is where tactics also matter in terms of what sort of rider you are. At the moment, I'm not a watts per kilo rider, so there's no use me going hard up this hill. If I was a lighter rider, then I'd actually attack using the draft into this hill to make it harder for everyone else. And then conversely, being a heavy rider, I'm like, okay, I'll just do the least amount of effort up here. And then now that the group's so stretched out, because you've stretched it actually looking at it,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Rob stretched the group. I'm going to sit at the back. And then once the pack slows up again, I'm trying to hit the front with that momentum and everyone else is slowing down. And then I can go.
I tried to go with Darren Mills. I tried to go with him, and then this guy Lozzie comes with me, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. I want to be working with him. And then in the last half, if he just goes, I can even pretend to work with him, and then stop working with him and put him in a bind. Of like, right, what are you gonna do now, mate? I've got a sprinter behind, so I don't care, kind of thing. So I actually start to work with him, hoping that we can 1-2 it. And this Kish guy, he puts in quite a good few efforts to.
But
to
this
bring
is
him
good
back.
for us because they've had to do a big effort here to chase that down. I'm just sitting at the back. You're not working hard. You've just
78 watts.
yeah. And then it's all stretched out here perfectly.
Pedals to get them 78 watts. They don't come from nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, this small descent is, but it can be, speeds can get high, can't it? And you can get dropped if you lose a bit of draft. But yeah, a bit of chaos always helps. Even sitting at the back, fine, but if you've got a lot stronger riders with you, you've got to try and create a bit of chaos here and there, haven't you? So
Yeah, so
let's.
you can see I backed off to 68 watts because I don't want to. Like, everyone's rolling past me. I'm not wanting to roll past. I'm wanting to sit at the back to see what happens.
Yeah, nothing much does happen, does it?
No, I went off.
did I go
You just literally. I was the point. It's like, okay, everyone's rolling into the back of the group. Now that remember I said the speed when it gets to 38, I'm going to go.
Right, yeah, low speed. Okay.
Yeah. So I just go through the pack, make sure I don't give them draft.
Yeah.
I'm not doing huge watts. I'm just doing 360, 400 because it's not an out attack. It's just like, okay, it's been hard right back there. Everyone else wants to go easy. No one wants to go again. I'm going to go again and put the nails into their legs again. And it's a perfect time to go because it's not before the climb. It's
exactly.
I've got enough time
before the climb.
Yeah, I've got enough time to make everyone else work hard because at the moment everyone's working hard. I'm not. I'm actually starting to recover while everyone else is putting effort in, and so yeah, it gives me more time to recover before the climb. Everyone else has less time. And then I give a draft to these guys because I think, okay, I'll get them to draft away from the group to break that draft because there's a gap now to the other guys.
And you want to
So I gave them
work with them, don't you?
Yeah, but also just help them get away from the group.
Yeah.
And now the group behind them got to chase that down too. So they come across dribs and drabs. It's always going to get back together.
Never work, was it?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to work. I didn't want to go solo from there.
If working is, it's not working. Nice afro, by the way. That's lovely.
Yeah, I need something to define what I look like. Otherwise, it's so annoying having the same jerseys in the groups. Like, which one are you, Rob?
Yeah,
I've got the other afro. Oh, okay.
Did the teams choose that when they set up the race?
Yeah. It's part of the promotion because if you want to do some events in Zwift, you have to have a certain participation. Like the elite racing, there was a category where you had to have a certain amount of people joining your rides.
Right.
And then this is where it didn't actually go hard up this climb, I think, because we'd put nails into the legs of everyone beforehand. Everyone was just too buggered to
I was
go.
expecting
Even
that
though
Lozzie guy to go, with his 4.6 or wherever he is. It was like it's perfect time if to put in a a long effort, isn't it? Get a gap here, and it felt like he could get away here and just win the race. He's got 50% more power than us in watts per kilo terms.
Michael asked, has I ever gone solo Yeah, I've gone solo, Rob. Me and I'm Michael, and I came third because I got caught at the line. But yeah, it goes hard now, but that's where everyone. But it's too late now. It's not going to break the group up.
Yeah, too late. You have to really sprint away, don't you?
Yeah,
Or I mean, actually, in a way, going a bit, having the group going quite slow might have been to his advantage if he then sprints into the
Well,
descent. That's the
yeah.
only.
So
That's
this is. I went to the front to keep the speed up because there was a few riders at the back getting dropped, and I didn't. Rob was saying, "I don't worry about them; they got dropped." But for me, I wanted to drop them just so that it's easier to see who's in the group, because when you've got 6 riders, it's much easier to keep tabs on than
No,
if
I
you've got
didn't.
15.
That's.
Yeah,
I'm going to put the sound back on. I
you
was
said
saying,
this.
let's drop him. Let's use the steering to drop him. I'll put the
No,
sound.
no, you
the
said it
sound
here.
back on.
You said it here, but before when I first went to the front, you're like, oh, they're dropped anyway.
Yeah.
They'll get dropped again.
No, I didn't, because
I can't hear the sound anyway. So even if you play the sound, I can't hear it.
But I definitely wanted to
my
drop
point-
him. I definitely more groups the
Uh,
better. It's always more groups the better, really, especially if you're in the front.
Yeah. But I think you're saying don't put an effort in. That's what you're saying. Like you can use the steering, but don't put the effort in. But I was like, oh, I'll just go to the front here.
Okay.
But now you're talking about using the steering to make sure they come back, but they had to put an effort in again. But this is what I'm saying. I can put these efforts on these downhills, and it hurts people a lot more than if I do it up the hills.
Yeah, so at this stage, we start worrying about Darren most of all, because Darren's got the biggest sprint. Lozzie hasn't gone at the best time. The kilometers are ticking down, so it's looking more like a bunch sprint, isn't it? So we want to, now we want to put in attacks to neutralize the sprinter, make the sprinter, Darren, who's the best sprinter, make him chase it down, because maybe no one else would do it. So therefore, if you're the best sprinter at this stage, you want things to be closed down. Nothing much happens in the tunnel, I don't think, does it?
No, because we're like, okay, let's have a rest now. Well, I was anyway. I was like,
you're doing 134 watts with me. I'm not sure you're. So you're heavier than me. You do more watts. Oh no, I just do it at different times.
You can't pick one moment in time, Rob. You're doing more. I know I'm doing more. You're doing more.
I did more overall. Watts per kilogram.
I was doing 36. You're doing 150. What are you doing, Rob?
Right. Nothing happens in the tunnel, does it?
No. And then I say for our tactics here, I was like, don't do anything until we get to the bridge. For me, ideally, I go after the bridge. But yeah, that's basically just don't do anything until we get to the wooden bridge. Follow anyone else though.
But I was saying at this stage, you've got the sprint.
Yeah,
I mean, the classic
arrow.
tactics is to do a 1-2, but that's if you've isolated them. If we'd isolated Darren or wherever at this stage, doing a 1-2 is ideal, isn't it? Just I attack, you attack. He's got to close them both down. Eventually, one of us will get away, or when it comes to the sprint, you'll do it.
I still think you can do it on the groups too, because if 1-2 is always a great idea, because if people don't chase, then someone will get away. So just keep doing 1-2. But yeah, as you're saying, I've got the arrow, and you think I'm a bigger sprinter. So you're like, I'm going to work for you. I'll do all the attacks. You just sit in.
As you know, Ben, I never seek the glory. I purely I want to work for my friend. I would never dream of trying to take glory away. I just keep occasionally I accidentally win.
And the chat, I'm saying, no, Rob, just you can do attacks, because we never know which one gets away. That's the thing about attacks. You don't know what gets away. It's just sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So at this bridge, I'm saying, oh, if you're strong, this is a good place to go. I'm not going. And then you go. I'm like, oh, good.
Conrad's got his, have you seen Conrad's name? Hi, Conrad. His
Headband
name's
Williams.
Conrad. That's cool. Oh yeah, it would have been great with Conrad. If you fancy doing one, Conrad, give us a bell, man. It'd be great to join in with you if you're still in the same category
Yeah.
as me.
So now you've gone. I noticed that there's a few riders are chasing after you, but I was like, okay, I'll jump on the wheels. Obviously, not go to the front. Keep an eye. And then the great thing about Discord is I can say to Rob, okay, this is the gap. And I can tell you either keep going or just give up, but I can let you know what's happening. You don't have to
Yeah.
worry about looking behind and things.
And with what is it, 3.8 to go or something like that? I know I can't do this on my own. So what I want to do is just get as big a gap as possible as soon as possible, and just make it look impossible. But I'm saving my I probably should have used my feather on that ascent actually, to make it look like I'm all in.
But I don't think you're like, okay, do attack here and then we'll do another
Yeah,
attack,
I
another attack.
thought they were going to like catch straight away. I assumed that
Yeah.
people would chase straight away because they
And
chased
then
everything down
Yeah.
before then.
And there's one guy that's got away, the strong rider that in the first race, Lozzie or something.
Yeah,
But I'm like, I'm not
just
going to chase
nipples
one
away.
rider. If one rider gets across to you, that's fine. I'll just stay with if the 2 or 3 riders then go. So at the moment, there's one person who's trying to go. So I'm keeping an eye on that. I'm in a perfect spot to jump across to them if I need to. And then having one rider with you, if that rider joins you, that's good for us because it means that they'll work with you, hopefully. So now I'm like, okay, there's 2 riders who look like they've got a bit of a gap. I'll just get a bit closer. And then I can see that they're like, they're not jumping across to you yet.
All right, but they aren't the ones near me. They're just leading the.
Yeah, they're trying to chase you down, but they're not. I'm just stalking them. They're bringing me along. I haven't got my draft meter on, but I've got probably like 80 watts draft is here.
And Darren's still with you, is he? Is Darren still with you?
So that's the thing. I'm keeping an eye on Darren, and he's literally behind me right now. So I'm like, okay, if he tries to jump across, I'll go with him, but he's not doing anything at the moment.
Right. So this dude now, I see him approach, and I'm like, right, I just want to get on his wheel. Just get on his wheel, and I mean, there's no way I could have. I'm about giving up point at this stage anyway, and he just comes across. So I'm like, oh, cool. I'll just sit on his wheel. There's just no intention of doing even the slightest bit of work.
And this is where Darren's like, okay, because he was the guy that should have, you expect him to win the race. He's going, oh, okay, it's looking dangerous here. I'm going to jump across. He's going to try and get across. So I'm like, okay, I'll follow Darren's wheel. Perfect for me because he's giving me draft.
I just sit on this guy all the way, and it looks like he's gonna, it looks like he's gonna take it all the way. And I'm thinking, well, if he takes it all the way, then I might stand a chance in the sprint, because, well, if he's jumped across and he's worked all the way to the finish, then I might stand a chance, even though he's 50% stronger than me. What's going on in your group?
They're basically, they're like, oh, this is too hard to close this gap. So you can see people are starting to catch back up to us because the pace has come off. I'm doing 250 watts. You're doing 350.
And you don't want to be the arsehole that brings everyone back to me.
Yeah. So like I'm just perfect sitting there like, okay, well, either you're going to come first or second, or I'm being carried to the finish.
And yeah, so I just get like a free 1.5 kilometers of my breakaway. Just as I was about to collapse, this guy just comes and saves me. And then I think he just comes off the power here. He's like, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. Drag you all the way. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what he was thinking here. He
did some strange
grinds
things.
himself into the dust to get across to me, and then just carries on racing. So let's assume. I mean, anything might have happened. He might have been trying to help me, because it looks like he was trying to help me.
Maybe he's a subscriber.
In a way, it looks like, he came across to me, gave me 1.5 kilometers of draft, and then stopped pedaling. Like, if you're going to stop pedaling, you've got to do it earlier than that. Now there's only 1.3 kilometers to go, and you've given me 1.3
Yeah.
kilometers of free draft. So, you've got to do it earlier, haven't you? Like, he's not my teammate. I'm not going to treat him like my teammate. If he's going to keep pedaling, I'm going to still stay behind him. But if he'd come off earlier, at least I would have had a quandary. Like, should I,
Yeah.
should I work with him? Could he take me a bit further? I would have done as much of it as him, but I might have done a little bit to help keep the gap away.
This is where if you're him, you've got to go either win or we lose. Like you can't just, like, depends what you want. Like there's a race where I was just happy to come second or third, but strangely, he doesn't even try and get second place. He just, I don't know what happened with him.
Yeah,
Because there was a 12-second gap. You guys, if he just stayed in your wheel, he would have got easily second place.
or first place if he'd come across and
Yeah.
then
So
made me
yeah.
work. So
So
I
you
just
gone here. He didn't even
Okay.
react. He just kept taking the same power.
Do you think he was just really annoyed with me for not doing any work? But
I don't know. Some people, maybe it's just like, I'm doing a workout. This is the power that I need to do. Because you went and he just went, no, okay. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, Rob, you've got this one, but I'm not. My original plan was if we get to this sprint, like for what I usually do is go around this corner in the back as I am, but I go early. I don't wait until we actually get to the banner. So if I wasn't in the race with you, if I was racing by myself now, this is where I actually start sprinting right here, come around this corner and hit this sprint banner, like the start, so at the front, and just go all in, because everyone's start sprinting. They start their sprint now. And so if you're not a big sprinter, if you start the same time as then it's too late. But the funny thing is, no one actually, I saw everyone go. And I was like, okay, I'll follow. I'm doing 300 watts and I'm at the front.
Why haven't you gone?
Well, because I was like, I don't want to chase
No, I
them
mean
down.
the group. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. And I'm like, so they're like, okay, I'll slow down again, hit my aero boost. And Darren's behind me. I'm like, I don't want to give him draft. And then
Oh yeah.
I've
lost.
I lost. I unclipped.
Did you?
Yeah, because I was doing a sprint, but I wasn't actually sprinting. I was waiting until we got closer because I wanted to grab his draft. And so as he came next to me, I started to then pull up to then start sprinting and just unclipped. It's like, oh well, it doesn't matter, because the whole point was you won the race. That's what the tactic was.
Well,
It didn't.
the tactics not for me to win. I was trying to let you win.
The tactics
I was trying to help you win.
Well, the tactics was one of us win the race, because it was so that sprint. I don't think reason why I got to the front too, because everyone's like, oh, we've not won. There was a bit of a half-hearted sprint, I think, from everyone. It could have also been that we'd made them work really hard. So sometimes it's weird because I get to the finish like that and I was like, oh, it was a pretty easy finish. But maybe it's because people are having to close gaps and things. They're all buggered. But that last sprint finish of mine was, in terms of the result, was pretty terrible, because I got to the front, I lost all my momentum, could use my aero at the worst time. But
Your
if I was going to,
as I
if I
always
was going
blame
to,
my opponents. They didn't go early enough. They should have gone earlier.
well,
obviously.
if you weren't winning the race, I would have sprinted way back. Yeah, like I would have gone all in, and so I didn't want to give any incentive for them to try and chase you down. Who knows? You might have unclipped like I did. You'd be like rolling over the line.
Tactics video, and the end of it is you dragging the group back to me. And they're all sprinted back, and we come last and next to last.
Yeah, Darren wins a race. You come second, I come last. Yeah. But yeah, it was. I think looking at that race an hour afterwards, I was like, okay, that sprint was really weird, but I think it's because we just basically killed all the stronger riders. They tried to chase you down when you did that attack on the wooden bridge, and I was just sitting in their draft.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they have to work. Okay, I enjoyed that. I don't care if anyone else did. I enjoyed that podcast.
What was surprising for that was I didn't think your attack would actually work. I thought, okay,
No.
Rob's going to attack now. I'll just sit in the draft, and then once it slows down again, I'll go and do another attack. But that first attack worked, and that's what I was saying to Rob, saying to you, but for the podcast, because I said, be prepared because you never know which attack's going to work.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially as we'd been so efficient that we feel fresh, but the other riders might not be.
let's be clear. Virtually everyone in this race, there was one guy, a young guy, under 23s guy. Apart from him, everyone else was more powerful than us in all of the, everything over 1
Metrics,
minute.
yeah.
If they'd done the same as us for the entire race, this would not have been it would not have been even a race in the last 5 minutes. It's only because we were so efficient, we hadn't gone into the red, that we were able to do anything like this. They are by far and away stronger than us, all of them. So tactics, that's the motto of the podcast, isn't it? Brain
As
wins over
Dave
ball.
says, a tactic, try something. This is what I say is that even if you're not the strongest rider, you can sit in until the sprint and win. That's quite a valid tactic. But if you want to try something different, always just go off the front.
Not everyone's got the strongest. That is all about power, isn't it? You just again, you
It also
put it down to power.
it gets pretty boring too, just sitting in for an hour and then sprinting in the last 300 meters.
Unless you're the best sprinter, in which case it's quite fun to just win every race.
But I've done this race many times.
I overcommitted on this breakaway because I didn't. Not only did I not expect, I didn't want it to. I didn't expect it to. It's only because Lado came along and gave me a free, the middle part of the breakaway.
So it could have played out. It could have played out completely differently. If I'd followed him, potentially it could have been you on him in the breakaway, but also what the riders might have been looking at me going, okay, Ben's the most dangerous rider in this group. He knows what he's doing. He's not chasing Rob, and they don't know that we're teammates because we haven't got Kaboom written in our names. So they're like, oh, Ben's not chasing it. I'm not chasing it. And that's potentially what can happen when you're racing with more than, not solo. If you're racing with another teammate, it then opens up these tactics even more because the riders in the group are looking at me thinking, oh, Ben's going to chase this down, I'm sure. He doesn't want to lose his race. But I'm like, no, I'm quite happy here. And so it's, that's where racing with someone else opens up tactics far more than just riding as a solo rider.
Yeah, do drop us a message, Conrad. Come and join in. We want some tactical fun with you. You've got the big 1 minute power. You're the 400 meter runner. Go and, we can exploit that.
Yeah, the other thing is, if you can get 2 or 3 riders, well, 4 riders, if you do the attack, it puts nails into anyone's. I don't care how strong anyone is. I remember I used to ride with Burrito Titans when we were in ACAT, and we'd ride against Evo. It'd be Greg Morgan and another Evo rider, and there was 4 of us. And Greg Morgan's a really strong rider. He's much stronger than I was, but he had to cover 4 of us attacking over an hour and a half race. And by the time we get to the end, he's just on his knees, and all 4 of us could beat him because of the fact that he had to cover all four of our attacks. So
I showed Peter Evia Rhodes earlier. Marco beating him on the at the top of the skirt, and 5 Kaboomers went against him in London, and he beat us all. It was one of it was like that. He was that guy who won this year against Visma, Lisa Bike. Do you remember him? It was like that, but worse.
What errors did you make?
None, to be honest. He was just super strong. He was just, it was like the Stannard thing. He was like,
Yeah, but Jumbo
can't think of it.
Their tactics are terrible because they thought that Wout van Aert had a good sprint, but he didn't.
Yeah, true.
If he had his sprint, they would have done it. But they're like, okay, we're going to win the sprint for sure. But did you do 1-2 attacks, or did you try and attack 2 or 3 riders at the same time?
To be honest, I can't really remember other than if we didn't do a lot wrong. He was just super strong. Maybe
Yeah.
we should just steered around the last corner, beat him like Marco did. No, he just followed everything, and it's like, oh, he's taking it. We're just taking us down one by one. Just kept following.
Yeah,
Just played
Bikes
really
for
nicely.
Likes makes a good point. That's a good thing about knowing a lot of people on Zwift, is that if you know lots of people on Zwift, if someone that you know gets off the front, you're just like, oh, they're my teammate. I'm not chasing that. Well done,
The
team. We
amount
won.
of times I've said that. It's like, I know someone who knows him. I'm
I've
not
seen them
chasing
on
that down.
Facebook. They're my teammate.
Oh yeah, I once raced against this guy. I'm not going
Yeah.
to chase him down. He seems nice. Could someone else do it, please?
Yeah. But I'm a big believer that if you got teammates in the race, I don't think with Zwift it benefits you to have 2 or 3 riders make the attack at the same time as the first attack, because the new pack dynamics don't, like, you get a lot of sticky watts, and if you're not, you can have the guy in second place basically wasting watts trying to hold your wheel, but they don't have to work as hard. So I think for efficiency wise, the first couple of attacks, just do 1-2 attacks, unless you're in a really big group. So say if you're in a ZRL race and there's 100 riders, then if you attack with your whole team at the same time, that's probably a better tactic then. But yeah, if you've got a small group, say 20 riders, I think do 1-2 attacks to soften up the stronger riders' legs first, and then you can decide, okay, now as a team we're going.
There was that great attack in London last year in ZRL. Do you remember a team did an attack? You don't do ZRL, but there was a great team attack that won with like 3K to go. They all went at the same time on a slow spot with, I can't remember what power up, but yeah, they all went together, and it was pretty awesome. Sorry, that's slightly different, but there we go.
But if you're close to the finish line, you want to do a Zwifty, then. But the key is the massive key here is, I've seen these where they do this. Sometimes I do it well, sometimes I do it bad. If you go with 5 riders, but one of you or 2 of you don't get across and you're just lingering, don't continue with the effort.
Yeah.
Just back off. Because all you're doing is just extending the draft from the first rider all the way to the group, and you're just creating a bridge. And so someone like me, that's perfect. Like if you're the group attacking me, I'm like, that's great. I've got all these little islands to jump across. What I don't want is a big gap. So if you decide to do that, you need to be really critical of yourself to make sure that you either get in the attack group or you don't. Like, don't linger in the middle, even though it might seem like you might be able to get on. The problem is, if you might be able to get on, there's also a rider behind who's going to get on your wheel. You're going to drag them across, which, as Rob said, as you said before, the worst thing to do is to drag the group back to your group after you've done a really hard effort. And that situation would be perfect for another team then to attack over the top.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I watched Adam's race, I watched it without context. I didn't know what was going on. And I was like, what the hell is your teammate doing? Why is this Adam guy? So he makes so this Adam guy only gets to the front at this stage, and this Booth guy, let's call him Booth. They're both called Adam, so that's a bit confusing.
What's Adam doing on the front and chasing himself?
Yeah. So Booth, it's already got, I know it's hard to see with the mini map, but that's a gap, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's got a gap, and Booth's like, just give it up already. You're not with him. You're not with him. You're just dragging the group at this stage, and and he carries it on and carries it on. Okay, he gets a gap from the group. Fair enough, Booth. So maybe at that point it's fine. I don't know, but it kind of feels like strategically it'd be better to.
Yeah, I'd say probably give it up a bit earlier. He did give it up, but he's still like, see how there's that gap there, and he's doing 4 point something. I just say just don't do anything at all, because you don't want, the faster you're going as a group catches you, the more draft they get.
Yeah, if you're gonna give up, you've got to give up properly. I mean, you don't want to give
Yeah.
them a slingshot past you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So yeah, that's if you do a team attack, make
this.
sure everyone knows that if they don't get on, they don't get on. Like there's no.
Yeah, I mean, what's he doing working there? There's a second between them. It's over. It's over. It's definitely
And
over now.
the worst thing is too, it's a -4%. So whatever his speed's quite high. It'll be
Yeah.
giving like 150 watts to the riders behind.
Yeah, he should have well given up by this stage. He's obviously going to get caught, isn't he? So
Yeah.
that was.
But-
I really like those commentary as well. So I feel sorry criticizing him, but it's hard in the heat of the moment, isn't it, to keep your head. You desperately want to help your teammate to do this awesome
Well,
thing.
it's just highlighting to get the maximum out of it. Doesn't mean we get it right. But if I was in that situation without a maximum heart rate, I'd be like, okay, I'm not getting across. At maximum heart rate, I'd be like, oh, I can do it. I can do it.
And if you've never got it wrong, you haven't tried hard. You haven't tried enough times, have you?
Yeah.
Anyone who says, "Oh yeah, all my stuff works," well, okay, you haven't tried enough things. If you always do it well, if you always do it perfectly, you haven't tried enough things. You've got to try stuff, and it's hard. It is hard to. This is not easy. But that is great.
And as Thomas says, if you're on the front, you're wasting watts in case like that's the reason why I love the 1-2 because your teammate goes up the road, everyone puts effort into to chase you. Some riders probably draft better, but then as the group slows, you've come from behind and you're still going at the same speed as the original breakaway. You just as the group slows down, you just roll over the top, and you're not even having to sprint. You just do roll over the top, and you've saved all the energy to then attack. And it doesn't have to be a big as attack. Every attack will be less and less and less because everyone's using energy. But yeah, that's why I love the 1-2 attacks. And then, eventually after about 3 or 4.
We didn't get to do the 1-2s. I was assuming that we were going to do, I
thought for sure I'll be like, Rob, we'd do 2 or 3 attacks each and then we'll see what happens. It was like one attack.
Dead. And it wasn't like a joke of a field. It was like, there's some pretty decent guys there.
Yeah. But I've done that course a few times and I love that course because going that wooden bridge is so hard. Like it doesn't seem that hard, but it's such a long draggy thing. And then what I've won races in the past by doing 2 or 3 soft attacks where I'm like, I don't want to get away here. I'll do 2 or 3 soft attacks and then I get to that last sprint where I go long. And because I'm going long, like people don't want to, like they're already buggered from chasing me, but they also think, so that's the other thing about doing soft attacks, which you haven't gone over. If you do a soft attack, people think they're going to go off the front and then come back. Don't need to chase them. But then you go, okay, this is the attack that counts. I'm going all in. And then people give you a lot more rope. They don't watch you as closely. So that's the other great thing about doing soft attacks.
He just keeps rolling off the front and then stopping. I tried to do that a bit in my race against Conrad, but he was too clever for me. He was too strong. And then we were both too stupid to win. Right. That was great. I could do that all night. I could talk about tactics on Zwift all night.
We need to do more races together, and we need to get.
Yeah,
because I've got my teammates, but they're all
Let's
bloody.
get some plans going.
Yeah.
Let's get some plans.
Yeah.
This is the most fun that you can have, ever. Like bar nothing.
Yeah,
this is the most fun that you can have. Is
I've got my own team, but the problem is I created a team with a really strong beast. They're all like A-cat riders, or if they're not A-cat riders, they're 90-kilogram B-cat riders who they're not actually. So they're all racing in the higher level. I can't race against them. I can't even do a TTT with them. So I need to.
They're not even. There's no fun anyway because all the big cheaters are in A plus, aren't they? So you can't even.
Yeah, anyone who's an A-cat cheaters.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, you can't do a fun race because anyway.
Well, it depends. You can, but yeah, it's. Okay. I don't have anyone. I miss team racing because I've set up a team that's too damn strong. So I need to get some more kaboomers and.
Yeah, we're all rubbish.
Well, one of the things too, this is going for ages, but the thing is, as I got to A+, I still have just as much fun racing, even when I was in like lower end of CCAT coming back from not racing for a long time. Doesn't matter what category you race. Every race to me, some can be absolutely terrible, but I can have just as much fun in CCAT as I can have in ACAT. It doesn't matter how fit you are.
Yeah.
It's the
I
fun's
mean,
still the same.
And you can, have as much fun racing for 17th place as you can for first. It's, it's
So
something like,
yeah, sometimes the most fun races are like, I'm in 50th place, but like I'm going to beat these people. I don't care.
Right, Ben, I must go. That is 2 hours of tactic nerding and quite loud tactic nerding.
You
So I
should
think,
just
I'll
you should
leave it
just let
shortly.
the videos just, or you should have like set up like a playlist of all the videos you got sent the next day of videos.
And I'm sorry if I said camel. Like he seems like I was doing self promotion. Don't make yourself black and white.
No, I think he was just joking in terms of like, oh, what about all the other people's videos? Why are you doing your own video? But also, I think it was a joke. I hope it was a joke.
I do feel bad.
He usually says some
what's
very
easiest at
sarcastic,
hand,
funny
it's
stuff.
the tactics I know. If I want to find a tactic, the most likely one that I know a video of is my own.
I'm pretty certain he was joking because he's usually the ones like, oh, you're not talking about Zwift when we're talking about running and stuff.
He keeps going back. Okay,
Yeah.
right, I've got to go.
No,
Thank you all,
okay.
legends. Sorry if I haven't answered your questions. Come and join the Discord. Let's come and make tactics. It's the most fun place on the internet. Is my server talking about tactics on Zwift, making plans, doing little dastardly things against each other. It's great. Come and join. I'll link up in the description. And actually, the one thing I didn't mention is, oh God, I'm just going to carry this podcast on forever. But the best, all the tactics you like, even if you're the best climber, the best whatever, a lot of races will come down to the sprint. And the best thing you can do is watch Jake Sanderson's video on saving, free 100 watts. Get out of the saddle. Get in the drops, and really lift it like a wheelbarrow. Watch Jake Sanderson's video, and you win more races than anything. By putting out an extra 100 watts in the sprint for free by just getting out the saddle. And in the drops.
Also, everyone loves a big max power number. Looks good on your Strava.
Exactly, but it just makes such a difference. I see so many people, good racers, and they're just like in the hoods. on the sprint. It's like, just stand up. Like most sports, you get golf, tennis, cricket. You get the power at when your chest's open and and that's what you get if you extend your hips. That's the thing, isn't it?
Extend your hips.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on the ball.
Do you know, Ricky Poynton faced 30,000 balls in Test cricket, and every time the ball was delivered towards him, in his head, he thought the thought, watch the ball, watch the ball, watch the ball. He just thought that over to himself. So he thought that 90,000
Are we talking about cricket now? Well, if you look at
let's talk about cricket. Should we have an hour about cricket?
But if you look at if you look at the some of the best batters, you think they're moving around so much. They'll do some weird things, especially the Australian captain, old Australian captain. He'd be like walking around the crease as if he's trying to catch the bus. But then when the ball's delivered, his head's perfectly still.
Yes.
If you want to win a Zwift race, make sure your head's perfectly still.
No, your chest's open. Extend your hips. Get your full, extension of your legs in play. Okay.
I think also one of the things too, if you really want to get an extra few watts, I know it works for my trainers. It's just hard, like just put the trainer on concrete, because that little tiny movement in your trainer actually robs you some of your sprint power. It doesn't make a difference for like 1 minute power, but for instant power, you'll actually get about 50 to 100 watts just from that first snap using, that's the reason why you'll see Holden, the massive sprinter from America, Captain America as we call him, he actually puts weights on his trainer so it doesn't move when he sprints.
I need to do that again. I used to have mine tied down, but it's not anymore.
I've got a helicopter flying over. They're coming to tell us to end the
Right, let's go,
podcast.
let's go. Okay, thanks all. I shall see you 8 on. Come and join the server. Bye.